programs during the major festivals like Spring Festival, Mid-Autumn Festival, etc., so as that we can enrich the living and studying here of the students. So there are many things we are looking forward to do with the university, and we firmly believe with this kind of very important communication and the context between us, we can do better for the students. Thank you.
Okay, let's open it up to questions. Please state your name if you would, and ask your question briefly. And as they say on Jeopardy, please make sure it takes the form of a question.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. It is really awesome. My name is Sandy. I'm now working in international programs as a graduate assistant. I would like to know if you think 2+2 and 3+2 academic programs would be a good enhancement between China and US.
Yes, I really glad that nowadays we have so many programs being carried out between the University of Missouri with China in different forms like 2+2 or 2+3. It is very much a strong phenomenon nowadays in the Midwest universities for their academic exchanges with China. I think with this kind of institutional mechanism, the Chinese students could benefit from the relevant education resources here in these famous universities. And I really believe that this kind of educational exchanges program could help the Chinese students to have much comfortable, convenient educational studying experience with the great universities here. With this kind of mechanism being established and being improved, I hope more and more Chinese students could benefit from it. Thank you.
Mr. Consul General, my name is Andy Lee. I work for the admission office. Thank you for your speech, and thank you for offering us opportunity to communicate with you. It's such a great talk. My question is, currently there are no extradition treaty between China and the United States. Within China, anti-corruption campaigns run very effectively these years. And under the situation that some of the personnel who involved in corruption illegally flee to the United States, do you think, with the chance of currently having a good relationship between the United States and China, an extradition treaty will be signed or an agreement will be submitted between these two nations? Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, for the last few years, we have very successful cooperation in extraditing the relevant corrupt officials from the United States back to China. And we very much appreciate the effort and the support by U.S. government in helping China to addressing the corruption issue back in my country. We think this is actually a very important part of China-U.S. cooperation. And for this kind of cooperation, it really showcased the strong support from the U.S. side to the aspiration of the general public in China, because corruption is something hated utmost by the general public in China. So with this kind of support and help, you not only give a strong support for the Chinese government, but you also win a very strong response, very good response from the Chinese people. So I sincerely hope in the coming years we can smoothly carry out this kind of cooperation, so that all the people who should be held accountable for their corruption deeds will be sent back to China from the United States. And I think with this kind of cooperation between China and the United States, we can have an even stronger mutual trust between each other. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, so my name is Xu Jingling, and I think your speech is really good. And I want to ask you a question like, since last year in the presidential election, Donald Trump against Hillary Clinton, and it's like Donald Trump has said something like not very positive about like Chinese people in the United States, and also it's like I have read some articles from New York Times and CNN talking about like negative relationships between the United States and China. So do you think from the perspective of the United States, like what do they think about their like cooperation with China?
Yes, actually, people both here in the United States and the people back in China follow very closely the rhetoric by the two candidates of presidency during last year's general election here in the United States. They're saying that there are more people in China follow the U.S. general election because we have a large population, larger population. But to the final analysis, we think it is because the United States-China-U.S. relationship nowadays is of such importance, strategic importance, significance to the world and to our two countries that people care about the relationship, follow this relationship, and would like to have this relationship to go on a track of certainty, not uncertainty. So we think this time the meeting, as I just introduced to each and everybody here, between our two presidents are very much important because it stabilizes the relationship, give a signal of certainty to the world that China and the United States will continue on a path of cooperation and partnership. That is a strategic signal to the world. The world believes with this kind of consensus between the two leaders of our two great nations, China and the United States will embrace a new period of growth with sustainable and sustainability and the mutual trust. As for this bilateral relationship, as I just said, there could be some differences, different opinions between two of us. Yet it is too natural because for two great nations like China and the United States, we could not see eye to eye on everything. Yes, nowadays we have this kind of consensus at the top level, and we have this kind of full mechanism of dialogues between our two governments that could help us to handle the relevant differences in a very institutional manner and also with a timely framework. So we think with this being settled down, with being nailed down, we can have even more great convenience and comfortability in handling the differences between our two countries. So I'm quite confident that with this great momentum being pushed and being kept, we could have a even much sound relationship between us in the years to come. Thank you.
My name is Yang Li, and I have a personal question. What's your favorite movie, and can you introduce it?
Wow, I can only share the experience of myself. Because you know, when I was a young kid, it is the time of China's renaissance of culture. That is after the end of Cultural Revolution since 1979. During that time, there were a lot of great movies being put on the screen once again all over China. That is a period that really made movie a very important part of my life because it enriched my life, broadened my perspective, and aroused my great feeling for arts. So I think that is a period very important in my life, and also a very important part for having me fall in love with films. Thank you.
Mr. Hong here. So my name is Sean, and that's really good speech. And I've seen you so many times on TV. I never thought I can stand here and talk with you in person and even
That's
ask
my
a question.
honor.
Thank you, it's my honor too. I'm an international student from China, and I've been here 7 years. So the first time I got here, I have lots of struggle about get used to the culture here. So my question is, since you mentioned that we have so many international students from China, the population, the numbers grows really quick. So my question is, what are you going to do, and how are you going to do with MU and other universities in the Middle West to help international students, especially Chinese students, to know the culture, to get used to the culture and the life here?
Thank you.
Thank you.
The first suggestion for us, for the Chinese students, is to do your homework better. Do not jump in the culture shock without homework. Only with enough preparation and the study of the American culture back in China before you come to the United States, you could be much better prepared for the new surrounding and the new culture. I think actually for studying here in the United States is a very great opportunity for Chinese students to appreciate American culture. Because nowadays you have this kind of basis of grasping the language, and you are nowadays at the forefront of getting close to the American society. That is a very important opportunity for you to integrate into this culture. So just as my experience tells me, after I grasped the language of English, I have more and more interest for the films, songs, music, literature of America. So I think for students here, you should have this kind of very active attitudes to approach American culture, to get in touch with American culture, to integrate yourself into this new culture, so as to get to know the essence of this civilization, to appreciate the greatness of this civilization, and to cultivate a personal great feeling for this kind of culture. So we encourage all the students, after they come to United States, be a person of adhering to the new, be a person to getting the new environment, getting into the new environment, get in-depth understanding of the new culture, and to be a lover of this new culture. Because we think with this kind of appreciation, with this kind of new experience, can make our Chinese students know American society better, know American system better, and to make the understanding between our young generation with the young generation of America better, so we could have more confidence and trust for you to serve as civil envoys from China to forge stronger link with American friends. Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Honglei. My name is James. My real name is So Xiangyu. Like your speech. My question is very simple. Like you said, the relationship between America and China is very important. But I know Taiwan is also part of China. So what do you think about the trade between America and Taiwan? There's someone says Republic of China, the weapon trade. What do you think of it?
We actually have no objection for the trade link, cultural link between the United States with Taiwan. Yes, we are opposed to the political and the political relationship and the exchanges in the military fields. That is our clear-cut position because we think that showcases the adherence to the One China policy. Thank you.
It looks like we could take questions all afternoon, maybe into the evening. There's really great questions and answers here, but I think we want to respect the time of the Consul General. You've been very gracious to be with us all day and through the evening, and you have other things to do later. I know, we've scheduled it. Let me just say that it's so pleasing for me to see the interest in China-U.S. relations here. And I want to encourage you to pursue that and to further the dialogue between Chinese and American students and faculty, staff. So I'd like to see that very much. Later this week, we will have, for the Confucius Institute, our first China Youth Film Festival. And we hope that you'll take part in that. It's a window on the culture that you may not have otherwise. So I encourage you to be there. So one last time, join me in thanking Consul General Hong.